Good morning. You're in the loop. Every week we talk with the people who make San Antonio a better place to live. Thanks for joining us in the loop. Here's your host, Milton Glueck.
Hey, and welcome to In the Loop. I'm Milton Glueck, and that's what we do. We get you caught up with the people and the organizations that make San Antonio a better place to live. We're going to talk about an event that's coming up that benefits veterans and some other folks. And then we've got the three of the veterans groups that the event supports with us today. So our guests are going to be the organizer, Dr. Richard Owen. Can I call you that?
How are you? Yep, Doc's fine.
Okay. Well, we've got Judy Carlisle here. She's the program manager for Wreaths Across America here at Fort Sam. Master Guns, Art Garcia, who is with Combat Marines Outdoors, right? Did I get that right?
That's correct. Combat Marine Outdoors.
Okay. And we have Sherry Eaton here, who is with the San Antonio. She's the San Antonio coordinator for Dogs on Deployment. The event that's coming up, that's a fundraiser, is called Catch the Spark, and it's a vision, if you will, of Doc Owen.
Okay.
Is it a vision of yours?
It was a reality.
Okay. Yes, it is a reality. So
vision.
Tell us what's happening, and then I want to find out why you decided to do this.
We are having a concert. Our premier group that's going to be here is called Madison Rising. They are the foremost patriotic rock and roll band in the country. I had the opportunity to meet them about a year or so ago. I interviewed them for a radio show that I did on KLUP.
Yeah.
And really got to know them and became very, very fond of them. And so I wanted to bring them to town. They've never been to South Texas, et cetera. So I decided to bring them to town, and then we wanted some beneficiaries of the concert. I wasn't in it to make money, but I needed to cover the band, and plus some. So one thing led to another. I was introduced to the three people that you're going to meet later on in the show. One from Javelina Harley-Davidson, which is where we're having the concert, and they are, kind of co-sponsoring us because they gave us the space. And the other from Madison Rising. They gave me that name. And then the third, the Wreaths Across America, had a young lady speak, a 14 or 15-year-old young lady at a convention that I went to at a conference, and she really pulled my heartstrings. So I reached out to her, and that's why you have the other three guests on the show. And it one thing led to another, and as a close friend of mine said, God brought me to it, and He'll get me through it. So we're on the get me through it phase.
So as people listen to it, if they want more information, like where to buy tickets, or again, who's going to be there, all that stuff, where do they go?
We are all about social media. So there is a Facebook page called Catch the Spark.
Okay.
Or you can go to any one of the three participants. You can, but mostly it's the Facebook page, Catch the Spark. And you don't have to do Facebook in order to go. You can just go to facebook.com/catchthespark, and there's a bunch of information about it.
Okay. So, and we're going to don't go anywhere. Then we're going to get back to you. So I introduced you to Judy Carlisle, Sherry Eaton, and Master Guns here a few moments ago, and their organizations. And I'm debating in my mind where to start, but this is where I'm going to start. Are you ready? You guys have your pulse on the veteran situation in this city, and I'm guessing that's a reflection of what's happening in the country. Talk a little bit about it. What don't we know? Or what should we know that's going on? Do y'all want to address that? Are you comfortable? We'll start here. And anybody just jump in. We're having a panel discussion here. So I think they're pointing at you, Art.
Well, I guess I'm a go.
Yeah, you're a go.
I'll tell you that one of the things that our country needs to do a better job is taking care of our veterans. And our government and our military can only do so much, and that's where our community steps up. Whenever our veterans are in need, there ain't no better extension or reach than from the community. A concert like this will show them that's their welcome home. That's their opportunity to interact with other people, maybe meet new friends. At the same time, bring their own friends so that way they can spend a day in the outdoors with like-minded people, celebrating not only life but our freedoms that we enjoy every day. And like I said, there ain't enough that we could do for our veterans. And that's why not only Combat Marine Outdoors but all these other organizations that are involved in this are great. I recommend all of them, and every veteran should come out. Everybody in the community should come out because they will have fun, they will enjoy it, and they will leave a better person than when they arrived.
You know, it occurs to me as you're talking, one of the things is if you watch the news or you're on the internet, that you will see stories quite frequently, and they will talk about veterans' physical challenges, mental challenges that they face now, things like that. But you said something that was interesting, and you guys can address it. How important is to these men? Is it to these men and women that they see community support? Who wants to? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yep, you started. I'm going to let you. I'm going to
It's huge. It's huge. Dogs on Deployment is a little bit different from the other two organizations because we work with not only the veterans but with active duty, and it's completely surrounded by that. And you know, I don't think unless you've been involved in the military or been a military spouse or you know, a military brat, that you understand really the sacrifices that they make. And to have that kind of support from any of these organizations means a lot. It really does. And it means that they're not alone. And, you know, a lot of times these people are away from family, you know, direct family support. And, you know, when they have the community out there, you know, at their back, it makes transition a lot easier.
You brought up the fact that this concert is actually a great way to show community support, and it does support your organization. So if we're going to go across the radio from left to right, and I'm going to start off with Judy Carlisle, who is, again, the program manager for Wreaths Across America here at Fort Sam. Talk about the organization and your mission.
Wreaths Across America is an incredibly amazing program that's very, very important to me. But I do have to add about the combat Marines and also the Dogs on Deployment, because they are working with people that are right here with us today. Wreaths Across America is where we are trying to make sure that we never forget our fallen, where we are trying to raise enough money to lay a wreath on every headstone at Fort Sam to be able to honor all our fallen that are laid to rest there. We can never forget the fallen that we have lost prior, to be able to support the families that have lost their loved ones. There is a mission that this whole program is a mission that will truly touch your heart, and you can't walk away. When you lay your first wreath, whether it be your loved one or your neighbor's loved one or someone that you don't even know, it'll touch your heart in a way that you'll never, ever forget, and you truly will be hooked. But the biggest part is to be able to help these guys that have come back from combat and the guys that are over there now. It is a healing process for them so that they can come and join us, and they know that we're not going to forget their buddy that they were holding on to when they lost him, or their parents that were lost, or it's a healing process for them to be able to come and help us lay a wreath. It takes your heart away.
How long have we had this program in San Antonio?
It has only been a national program since 2007.
Okay. And what kind of feedback do you get? Obviously, you've gotten feedback talking about just what you talked about was the healing that comes from being a part of it as a veteran. But what do the families tell you?
There are families that come out to the cemetery on the second Saturday in December when we do the program. There's still people that have not heard about Wreaths Across America, and we have been so blessed in the past 3 years to have over 4,000 people attend the ceremony.
Wow.
So the cemetery is covered with people. Last year we laid 17,568 wreaths, and that's an amazing number. However, there's 130,000 headstones at Fort Sam. So we still have a long way to go, but for everyone to be in the loop from KLUP, to know about Wreaths Across America, it's an amazing program. And the people that come out and see and are with us at the ceremony, their hearts are truly blessed.
Well, Judy Carlisle, we're talking to right now. She's the program manager here at Fort Sam for Reads Across America, one of the beneficiaries of the upcoming concert on May 2nd at Javelina Harley-Davidson called Catch the Spark. Facebook page is the best place to go for more information and tickets, right, Doc?
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay. Now, how do our listeners, if they want to participate with what you do with Reads Across America, how do they do that?
They can also find us on Facebook as well, Reads Across America San Antonio. There are a lot of different things going on with the program right now. They can place their order. They can participate in Catch the Spark, where we want them to be. We want everybody to come out and join us. We're doing T-shirts for Reads Across America. We're doing a lot of things that are going on. So Facebook has been a great thing for us, and we have about 5,000 people on my email database that get the information about it as well.
Very cool. Another one of the organizations that's a benefit is Combat Marines Outdoors. Now, Master Guns, Art Garcia is with us here. That's his nickname, Master Guns. And talk a little bit about Combat Marines Outdoors and why the organization exists and what you do.
Well, Combat Marine Outdoors has been around since 2005, so we're in our 11th year, and we focus on healing the mind, the soul, and the spirit of a warrior. A lot of times when they go to combat and they come home, they don't come back the same. They are missing limbs, they are injured, they are wounded. Some of them you can't even see the wounds because they're emotional, they're mental. And the outdoors is a great place. There's nothing around being around our outdoors, the trees, the stars, the sunset, enjoying the breeze out there. A lot of times they don't have to hunt. They don't have to go out in the outdoors and harvest an animal or even catch a fish. But those are the venues that we use to get them in the outdoors. And we take them everywhere, from Kansas, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Louisiana, going after alligators. These last few years we've been able to go to Africa and even to New Zealand. These young men deserve the best. And from the very beginning, we were very limited on the places we could go. We were only taking about 20 out in a year. This last year, we took over 1,000 in the outdoors to a baseball game, a basketball game. Took them out to watch their hockey game. But I'll tell you, I just got back today from doing a spring turkey hunt, and I had an individual that had never been in the outdoors. He joined the military, so a lot of people think that, well, yeah, he's an outdoors kind of guy because he hikes, he goes out there and plays war games, and he's traveled the world, and he's been injured. But for the very first time, he had a shotgun in his hand, and he went out there and had the smile that for the first time somebody took him out in the outdoors and enjoyed what hunting was all about. And there's something that is special when you take somebody and they catch their first fish, they harvest their first animal, or they just go out there and enjoy the outdoors. But I really think that whenever you go visit a warrior at his house, it is natural to look at him and see his wounds, whether it's the burns, an amputation, a gunshot. It's easy to talk about what happened, where did you go, where you been. But I think that's most amazing is to create new memories, is to see a white-tailed deer on the wall or to see a big trophy trout or a redfish and say, wow, where did that come from? Where did you catch that? And then he gets all animated and excited and talks about how he was in the coast and he caught this red and it took him 30 minutes to bring him in. And what we're doing is we're healing his soul, because that is what has been affected because of all the traumatic experiences and the where he's been. And Combat Marine Outdoors, from the very beginning, when we decided to go out to the hospitals throughout the country and invite these young men in, we decided that we were going to help them transition out of the hospital. Now, like I said earlier, the harvest or the reason we go out is just a venue. But the real gift that they get out of it is to go in the outdoors, be comfortable, be able to trust people again, be able to share stories, be connected with other warriors that are like them, and make lifelong friends.
Yeah.
All of our hosts are successful businessmen because they have large ranches and they have been blessed. and they even go out and they offer them jobs. So they also get connected, and that is where we make the connection, where a warrior, as they transition back to the community, they need to be connected to something. If it is not a craft, if it is not the church, if it is not hanging out with buddies, it's getting a job and working and being productive. So as Combat Marine Outdoors, we're out there to make sure that we help them in that regard.
So I'm guessing if I would ask you for a success story, you don't have to give a name, but you could probably tell me a transition that you've seen.
Yes.
Can you tell me one?
I'll tell you about a young man that was severely burned. His vehicle was lit on fire because as the IED hit his vehicle and it exploded because of the gas and the fluids that were in the vehicle, he came out of that vehicle and he was completely engulfed in flames from the head all the way down to his toes. And when I met him, he showed me a picture, and he didn't say anything. He just showed me a picture of a young man, and it was his graduation picture. And I said, "Oh, that's a great-looking young man." I go, "Is that your brother?" And he goes, "No, that's me." He didn't look the same anymore.
Yeah.
But I was able to tell him that he was spared that day because there was a God-given purpose in his life. I go, "You are an amazing young man because you're going to use whatever was put in your life and how you were changed to do some good." And it took me 2 years to get him out of the hospital. And I couldn't have him out in the sun because it affected his burns. So we hunted early when it was cool. We hunted at night with, predators. And we always kept him in the shade. But we took him out from his injuries from Iraq, from flying him to Brooke Army Medical Center, which is our number one burn center in the country. And I took him out of the hospital and out that gate for the first time. People saw him for the first time. He interacted with people for the first time. And because of what we do and our host, they are prepared before they even get in the outdoors. He was embraced. It was like a welcome home. He didn't get treated any different. And at the end, it opened up his trust with him in the community. And after that, he was able to do that transition from his injuries to the hospital to going out in the outdoors and living a normal life. Now, I say normal, but as normal as it could be.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is our young men will never be the same. They won't be the person that they were before. And we just need to show them that we love them, and they will be okay, and they will be productive.
Briefly, tell us how folks who are listening can get involved with Combat Marine Outdoors. Combat Marine Outdoors,
if you go to our website, if you put combatmarineoutdoors.com, .org, .anything, or you just put Combat Marine Outdoors, it's going to pop up on your screen, or go to our Facebook page. Every week we have 2, 3, up to 4 events going on. Right now I got a turkey hunt. By tomorrow I'll be in Houston doing a golf tournament. By Friday I have another group going up to Junction to do a turkey hunt. So every week our Facebook is updated with new pictures, new success stories, and that's what it's all about. So thank you.
All right, that's Master Guns Art Garcia, who is with Combat Marine Outdoors, one of the beneficiaries from the upcoming Catch the Spark concert with Madison Rising, Saturday, May 2nd. Evelina Harley-Davidson. For more information, they go to?
Catch the Facebook page, Catch the Spark.
Thank you very much. Yeah. And we want to introduce you to another one of the folks that's going to benefit from this. Sherry Eaton is the San Antonio coordinator for Dogs on Deployment. I'm going to get you, Sherry, a little closer to the mic. There you go. Tell me about Dogs on Deployment.
Okay, Dogs on Deployment was actually a vision that was started in July of 2011. They were started by a Marine and Navy pilot couple that were both, one was deployed and one had to go to Quantico for 6 months for school, and they had no place for their dog. So that's the way it came about. When they got back together, they launched Dogs on Deployment, and what it is it's a foster network. And you don't have to be a dog. You can be a cat, you can be a bunny, you can be a snake, you can be, any family pet. And basically, the mission is to support responsible pet ownership, that our pets are not disposable. They're family members. We also support standardizing the pet policy at the bases. The number of pets, the kind of pets you can have, that is not standardized throughout the country.
Okay, so why is that a concern?
Well, because you could have a pit bull at Kelly, but if you got transferred over to El Paso, maybe, then you can't have a pit. Or you can have 2 dogs or 3 dogs at one base, but if you go to another base, sorry, the limit's 2. Mm-hmm. So, that's really disruptive. And for animal lovers, the people that, believe that their pets are part of their family, and it's very, very stressful. So basically, the network allows you to find a foster for your animal while you're PCS'd. If you're transferred overseas, like, for instance, Germany doesn't take pit bulls. Or if you don't get the quarantine process in place before you go to Hawaii, that's a 6 months process even before they get there. So if you get short orders, then you don't have time to get prepped. So, we do, it's basically a network for fosters. But we also do what we call pet chits. So, depending on your rank to what you qualify for, we have spay and neuter grants. We help with emergency surgeries, long care treatment. And if we also assist with now I have a blank, but if you get transferred overseas, the transport costs and quarantine costs, the military doesn't cover that for your animals.
Right.
And it could be anywhere. $5,000 is not unheard of.
My gosh. Wow.
So it gets quite expensive.
And how important is it to keep these people in this connection with their pets?
Oh, absolutely critical. I mean, it's like having to leave a child behind.
Yeah, and knowing that someone is fostered, your pet also gives you that peace of mind knowing
absolutely peace of mind. And I mean, a lot of the fosters do great things like make Facebook pages, do videos for them, because a lot of they even in Iraq and Afghanistan they can get online and go to Facebook sometimes, but just maintaining that connection does a lot for their morale.
And is Dogs on Deployment also nationwide?
Dogs on Deployment is nationwide.
Okay, the San Antonio chapter. If our listeners want to get involved, what do you need?
They can just contact with our Facebook page.
Okay.
And it's Dogs on Deployment San Antonio chapter on Facebook, and our website is dogsondeployment.org.
All right, and do you need foster homes now?
We need fosters all over the country.
Okay.
They register as a foster, and we need volunteers for events all the time.
Okay, and what don't they know about fostering? What's the biggest myth?
The biggest myth is it's easy.
Okay.
That all they need is love.
And so it's a little harder than that.
It's a lot harder than that.
Okay.
You're dealing with a dog that's got to adjust. You're going to deal with, depression. You're going to deal with, acting out. You're going to deal with accidents on the floor. But, they need exercise, discipline, and affection.
Okay. So Facebook page for all the organizations that we've talked to. And, Doc, you get the mic. You're going to get the last word in, which, is pretty typical.
I don't know. It's Master Guns on the floor.
All these organizations are going to be a part of Catch the Spark, the concert with Madison Rising, Saturday, May 2nd, Javelina Harley-Davidson. And you want to talk a little bit about the other organizations that are going to be a part of it?
There's one other organization that is called the Freedom Youth Project, and that is the only one in the group that is non-military.
Okay.
But the founder is a close friend of mine and has been for many, many years. And so I was with him when he was in a regular business and then decided to start a not-for-profit. And they deal with educating the public on youth trafficking issues. And it's a very worthwhile and worthy organization. But we decided to keep today's conversation about the military. Right.
Right.
As if we needed one more reason to bring tears to your eyes.
Yeah, wow. It's a great story.
It's a tough
some
crowd.
great organizations. Yes, it is a tough crowd.
Yes.
So, okay, if we haven't convinced folks already that they should be a part of this, tell us why they should go and be a part of it on May 2nd.
There are a lot of reasons, not the least of which is to support these organizations. If you go to any one of our Facebook pages, if you've noticed a standard theme, we're all about social media and getting the word out there. And so if you go to any one of those, you can buy a ticket. When you buy a ticket, you will immediately double your money with coupons to restaurants around town. So you've already doubled your money just by making that first commitment. And the greatest bulk of it is going to go to these four guys, these four organizations. And I mean, Art's got me in tears.
Yeah.
Where, it's really a good thing to do. You'll feel better about being there. I guarantee it.
And you think Madison Rising will do a good job?
Madison Rising,
Absolutely.
if you, all three of them, go to the Madison Rising Facebook page or their MadisonRising.com and listen to their version of the Star Spangled Banner, which is what really put them on the map. But all of their songs have the same theme of God and country. That's who these young men are. That was really what started. It was me wanting to bring them to town because I like them and I wanted everybody to hear them.
All right, the event is called Catch the Spark. It's on Facebook. You can learn more about it with Madison Rising, Saturday, May 2nd at Javelina Harley-Davidson. For ticket information or all your other questions answered, yes, sir. Oh, no. Oh, you go to Facebook and look for Catch the Spark, and you can find it there. If you want more information on the other organizations we talked about today, as I thank them, you'll get the name. So Judy Carlisle with Wreaths Across America, Art Garcia with Combat Marine Outdoors, and Sherry Eaton with Dogs on Deployment have all been our guests. If you didn't get any of that information, you call me here, Milton, here at the station, and I'll be happy to get it for you. It's going to be a great event, guys. And thank you for all you do.
Thanks, Bill.
And thanks for being a part of the show and telling your stories. And you're doing some great stuff. Okay, we're going to say goodbye for today. I'm Milton Glueck, and I will thank my guests. But join us next week when we keep you in the loop.
Thanks for joining us in the loop. We look forward to bringing you next week's show with Milton Glueck.